What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, just I was watching the post conference again. Wanted to make sure I heard Shawn Porter right, which he pretty much announced his retirement. Um, what I mean is, I wanted to make sure um it was the thing of, did he make this decision before the fight, or did he just decide afterwards, like, I think I'm hanging it up? So he said that he was prepared to announce his retirement, win, lose, or draw, before the fight. And they said that if it was a draw, they had to do it again. And he was saying that he wasn't going to do it again. Um, and listen, for people that say, "Oh man, he's still young, he should stay with it," I feel like that would be true if he does that. If he retires and then comes back later on and he's not the same, and he gets there and get destroyed by someone, then I can see someone saying that. But there's no rule book that says you have to be 40, 41 years old to retire. There's no rule book that says that. You retire when you feel like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't care how old or how young you are. Look, one thing for sure is, amongst all the real ones, there's always a lot of fake ones surrounded and on in between, just creeping around everything. Because, it was so funny. I was looking at so many posts with people talking about how he fought everybody, right? And you know what's so funny? Out of all the people that he fought and beat, people named two fighters that they constantly criticized and said they wasn't shit. One, Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie could fight. Paulie just had no power, and his style against Shawn Porter's style, that's a nightmare for Paulie. He could fight a million times. I mean, literally. And I feel like Shawn beat him a million times. He has nothing to keep Shawn off of him. The other guy, but they were saying that Paulie wasn't shit before that. Paulie's garbage. All Paulie did was fucking talk shit, fight, win some mediocre fights. And so why would you name Paulie Malignaggi? And see, the thing is, it's a lot of the same people you see always posting and saying shit. They just talk out their ass. Why would you name Paulie Malignaggi as a tough opponent if he wasn't shit? The other guy they named was Andre Berto. Same guy that they criticized Floyd Mayweather for having against his last fight against. Well, why is it good enough for Shawn but not Floyd? It's one of these things. Oh, Berto's a bum. He's washed up. That's why Floyd picked him. And I'm talking a lot of the same channels, same people, same channels that have actual content, and people that come on these channels just to post and argue and say a lot of dumb shit. Okay, well, obviously some of these people, a lot of them are Shawn Porter fans, and that's fine. But, I just started laughing. I said, wow, they actually named Andre Berto after they said Floyd fought a bum for his last fight. But now all of a sudden he's not a bum. You bring his name up, as a tough, credible opponent for Shawn Porter. The same way how these people were saying Caleb Plant wasn't shit. He's trash. Canelo's going to destroy him. This shit isn't going 2 rounds. It took Canelo 11 rounds. So that just means what? Caleb is better than you guys thought. So now, because he lost the fight and he went in and fought and did his best, oh, now you respect him. Okay, so if it's just like, people don't move to the beat of your drum. That's not how that goes. Now, I can understand we want to see certain fights and guys are like just purposely fighting a bunch of junk fights, and won't get in there and fight the top guys and try to make you think that these lesser fighters are as good or better than the guys with names. But we get all of that. But I just looked and I said, if he decides if that's what he's doing, hey man, more power to him, and wish him nothing but the best in what he's doing in life. Andre Ward walked away, at a young age, and people, oh well. Now, when you're still in the game, when you're 34, 35, people are calling you old. When you retire, you're still young. It's like when you're alive. If you're 60 and you're alive, he's old. You die at 60, damn, he was still young. You think about it. Some people, like I said before, you can't satisfy everybody. Some people are never happy. They just always have something negative to say. So I say salute to Shawn Porter and his career and what he's done, who he's fought. You're not going to win all of them, but you know what? He got in there with these guys when other fighters wouldn't get there with each other. So, at the end of the day, it's always going to be something that you want to do in life that you might not be able to get it. You might get it. It might take you a long time. It's like, but I don't really feel like he has anything to hold his head down about in terms of his career. And even the fight he lost, I mean, nobody likes to lose, man. It's not like you lose. It's like, oh, well, I try. No, you're going to feel that. Nobody wants to lose. But Shawn did his thing, man. He came to fight. And, it is what it is, man. And he's giving nothing but support to Terrence Crawford. And him and his father was talking nothing but good about Terrence Crawford at the post conference. I just felt like what his father was saying in the ring was just unnecessary about, like I stated in another video about how, he lost because he wasn't doing what I like, pretty much he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. He wasn't properly prepared. Like, stop, man. Just, the better man won. That's all. But there's a genuine friendship there. There's like, these guys, there's no animosity. Fighters take shots and say things about each other, during the build up for a fight. I'm really not into all the talking, honestly. That doesn't make me watch a fight. It's just the talent that's going against each other. That's what I go by. I'm not really for all that talking, but at the end of the day, they got respect for each other. There was no animosity, no down talking on people. So at the end of the day, I think the right decision was made as far as how the fight went. And, his father's trying to protect his son, man. He's trying to protect his fighter. So, when Shawn went down and he was, he was pissed off. Now, one thing I will say, and this is something that a lot of fighters fall victim of, and it's probably best if Shawn does retire now. You notice 99 times out of 100 fighters, 98, I'll say 98, 99 times out of 100 fighters say, I just couldn't get off. Even when they give credit to the opponent, they say things like, then they'll say, well, it wasn't so much him, it was me. I just wasn't doing this, and I allowed. You know why you allowed it? It's because you couldn't stop it. I don't care what you're doing. You're playing basketball. All you got to do is do this and do that. And I'm telling you, it's all you got to, okay, do it. You put that same player out there and they can't do what they're telling you to do. You can see it. Having the ability to do it is two different things. Your trainer can tell you what to do. Your trainer can't jump in it. Kenny Porter couldn't jump in there and fight Terrence Crawford and beat him. Standing from the outside looking in, yeah, this is what you need to be doing. It's, and when the fighter can't just say, you know what, he didn't allow me. They'll say it. But then they'll try to, later on in the same sentence, they'll end up, yeah, it wasn't so much him, it was me. I wasn't doing this and because you couldn't. And when fighters are doing that, it's hard for them to get better and improve. The reason is, what they fail to realize, it's certain movements. Remember how MJ used to run up with the ball and he'd do that little fake that quick and then he'll fake this way, fake the other way, then all of a sudden go the other way, and it's like they just couldn't. That fadeaway was killing everything. Sometimes he'll move, you think he's going to go for a J, then all of a sudden he done got that first quick step, he's around you. Throw the ball behind his back, but he's out. Too late. It's easy to say all you have to do is what I should have been doing. Right, you know what you should have been doing. You know what you wanted to do. It wasn't so much, oh, you just couldn't. He didn't allow you to. You didn't allow him to get into a rhythm. What he did was he fought you differently. He did things that you didn't think would bother you. You understand what I'm saying? And like they said, Shawn Porter said Terrence Crawford is just different. Like, it's like when you can't pinpoint what it is about the person, they're just different. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. He said that it was tougher fighting Crawford than it was Spence. I always said that Spence, he knows how to box, but he like to stand there and bang when he don't have to. And, he's worried about, he said that style is boring to him. And this is one of the reasons why I feel like certain fights Spence had, he didn't blow the guy out the way he could have, because he's so worried about trying to get that knockout. And it's like, okay. Either way, they're two different fighters. And, this video is not about, so much about Shawn Porter and Crawford versus Spence. But, Shawn had a good career, man. He fought a lot of top fighters. And you know, there's levels to different to your opponents, man. Sometimes, like you can see a guy fight and cherry pick, and all of a sudden, you know, you see all the mistakes he make, but this guy got a following. You know, he's exciting in the ring. You know, he might get dropped, get up, drop his opponent, get dropped, get up, drop his, you know, so people want to see it. And all of a sudden, the night you fight him, he's better than he's ever been. So, you know, you never know how things are going to go. Now, so anyway, salute to Shawn Porter. And I don't think he got nothing to hold his head down about. Something else I saw. And you know, like I said, man, I've addressed these like trolls to where it's like, you know, sometimes you just gotta ignore certain things, and just like I just find myself shaking my head at these guys when I'm like, if you're old enough to remember who Sugar Ray Leonard is and Duran and all these guys, and you're still sitting there calling people cocksuckers and dickheads and arguing with people in the comment section over some more grown ass men, you really shouldn't even be on social media, because you have the behavior of a child. This is what you tell children. This is why you don't want your kids on social media, because of people like these grown ass idiots that, you know, there's a nice video, I think it's a Fight Hub video. It's Ray Leonard, it's Floyd Mayweather. Then you see them sitting together there. It's like some kind of dinner, some kind of function they at. And then you see, you see Chavez come up. Him and Duran walk up, they embrace. And then you see Chavez come up and he embraces Floyd. And he's playing around with Floyd, laughing and talking, just chopping it up. And you see him come around the table. He like wraps his arms around Floyd. They're talking and playing around. They're taking pictures together. It's a beautiful vibe. You know, there's no animosity, no nothing. You see these guys sitting here as human beings, having a nice dinner, just relaxing. Then you got people, oh, bitch ass Floyd, look at this pussy ass nigga. Why the fuck he in a picture with them? He don't deserve it. And it's like, what in the fuck did you motherfuckers accomplish in your life that make you such an expert on opinions about everybody? Everybody got something negative to say about nothing. So basically, when Floyd and Sugar Ray was going back and forth on Twitter, when, you know, you ask Chavez who the one, you or Floyd or whoever, whatever, everybody has their opinion. I don't know any real fighter that's going to sit here and say another guy would have beat him. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is the type of drama and dumb shit that people crave for, to the point they get in their feelings, and it's like they don't want to see people get along. Why was anybody, whether it was Floyd, whether it was Ray, Duran, or Chavez, or who, why was anybody being called a dickhead, a pussy, a bitch ass nigga? For what? Because they're sitting down having a dinner, embracing and having a conversation. And these are things that the cameras don't always pick up, but it's not the first time. These guys run into each other after all that shit they talk on social media. They embrace, they laugh about the shit they talked about, and they go do what they do. Why would you want to see Duran show hatred towards Floyd, or Floyd showing hatred towards Chavez, or vice versa? Why would you even want to see that? It's like this world is so fucked up, man. People just have the stupidest things that they just like to say. And it's like, it's crazy because you read one comment, then two, then three, then before you know you're going, they like, God damn, like 100 plus just terrible comments. Different people, and you know, different media, different YouTube channels get a hold of these videos, and they all posted it. You just see it, like, it's like, wow. Fuck all the legends, no, they're human beings. You see these men sitting here being civil, enjoying each other's company, having a good time, and that's not good enough. No, they need to be calling each other names and talking shit about who would have did what to who. I don't like, man, this generation is so crazy because it's not just the kids, it's the grown adults behaving like juniors, like minors. This is some elementary stupid behavior, and it's like, you know what? This is one of the reasons why, too, I take such a long absence from this shit, because you got everybody that want to be Mr. and Mrs. Perfect. They know everything about everything. Like, you know, I made a video, and let me say it now, okay, because I didn't get to say it in the video, you know, and this is not not that I have to, I'm not compelled to explain shit, but see, I don't like to say shit, and then if I make a mistake and say the wrong thing, like, listen to what I'm saying, common sense, oh, I know what you meant. But, yeah, we know Caleb Plant apologized. He apologized to Canelo. And from Canelo's words that he said, Caleb said, what he said wasn't directed at his mother, particularly directly at his mom, but he apologized for the comment. And there was a video where, where Canelo was saying that, he, ever since he can remember, he was a troublemaker. He always been a troublemaker, right? So boxing was his thing. Okay. The overall point that I was making, okay, was kind of basically, I was saying, you had guys who never even physically touched each other, didn't have any altercation, never had any run-ins, anything, but something about them, like, they just can't be sportsmanlike, okay? And then it's like they create these fake beefs. Now, we know what happened with Wilder and Fury, for example, right? And, people pretty much got on Wilder about how he handled that situation at the end, not wanting to shake his hand and saying, I don't respect you and whatever. And so people felt some kind of way about that. So what I was saying, and I'm like, all the stuff that they said about each other, I could honestly understand if they didn't want to shake each other's hand. Okay? But what I'm saying is, boxing need more people to understand it's just boxing. And I said, I think Canelo's ego, because Caleb was so calm and wasn't letting, like, he wasn't backing down from Canelo. He wasn't treating Canelo like, he's the king of the mountain. He was, no, I'm the king. I'm here to prove and I feel like Canelo needed that extra, okay, now you're gonna make it worse. I'm gonna really put it on you. Now, like he needed that. It took him 11 rounds to get Caleb out of there. So Caleb ain't no joke. So what I'm saying is, like, at the end of all that, they still wind up embracing. Where you got a lot of fights where a fight ends and people just don't want to, I could a whole lot of fights I can imagine now. Not just, even current, where people just at the end of the fight is like, even if they embrace, they go back on social media and start saying different things and start going back to the court name, calling all the nonsense. And I'm like, this is what they needed. They got in there, they fought, Canelo did his thing, he won. End of it. That was the bigger picture. It wasn't so much, I don't know, it was like, it wasn't about who said what about who. What I was, and really, if you see the video, I was kind of laughing because I was like, yeah, they trying to make it like, it ain't like Canelo's no angel. Nobody said Caleb Plant was an angel. These guys are fighters. But what I was saying was Canelo admitted he was a troublemaker ever since he can remember. But at the same, because he's so soft-spoken, but we know Canelo got a temper and he got a mouth on him. We know that. That's all that was. Yeah, it wasn't Canelo who said something about his mom. It was Caleb. So in my explanation, like, sometime, even like, I said something the other day. I was talking to somebody and I realized later it was asking me about some old rapper. And I was like, I think, it was Grandmaster Fly. I meant to say Grandmaster Melly Mill. Then I caught it like, oh, that's when I'm like, you know what? It was. So even when you go in the comment section and, hey, you know what? Yada yada, this was what. Oh, but shut the fuck up. I'm not explaining to you motherfuckers because I feel like I have to. I just realized I said something different from what I meant to say. Simple. Anyway, fuck y'all for that. So anyway, how this goes is like this. Whenever we're talking boxing and we're speaking about the fights, you notice a lot of people find a reason to start bringing up other shit that got nothing to do with what's happening in the ring between these two fighters. This has become the normal thing now. So we can't have boxing without the little bitch-ass drama, the little sideshow that boxing doesn't need. So, when I see fighters at the end of all the press conference and all that, and I see them embrace it, yeah, you know what? Hey, look, man, good, great fight. It was an honor to be in the ring with you. That's cool. When fighters get in there and act like all this hatred and all this, man, listen, this is your job. This is what you do. You don't have to portray this, I hate this guy, I'm going to kill this guy to sell tickets. People are stupid enough to believe anything a person say anyway. But when somebody says, I guarantee victory, and then they lose, that alone should let you know. It's not what you say, it's what you do in the ring. And that's what we should keep the focus on. And life after boxing, when you can see these guys sit down, embrace and laugh and talk, that's a beautiful thing to me. Because I think it's some real bitchy ass shit. Look at, for example, Andre Ward is retired. Look at how many channels created videos saying Andre Ward is coming out of retirement to fight Canelo. Who said that? Ward never said that. Ward said he's done with boxing. He's not coming out of retirement. But these guys, oh, yeah, you know what? The reason he trained Caleb was so he could study Canelo's style. And that way, when he get in there, he's going to know how to beat Canelo. All these guys thirsty, fighting for views, fighting for subscribers. and they make up bullshit. And a lot of you guys, like idiots, jump on that shit. Oh shit, yo, Andre Ward's coming out of retirement. When? Ward never said that. He never said that. Maybe that's something that people want to see. Oh, he's just jealous because Canelo did something he couldn't do. He unified and all of this, and it's just like, man, this shit is like, I don't even want to be a part of this bullshit. That, and you notice I didn't do a story on none of that shit purposely, because it's bullshit. Everything you hear is not to be talked about. That's how I feel, especially when people are reaching in for shit and making up bullshit. I'd rather give you a few videos at a time than to give you a ton of bullshit just making lies up. So I'm not going to be doing this shit every day, because it gets to a point where it's just like overkill. It's like, all right, we just talking about nothing now. We talk about he said, she said now. So anyway, I'll be dropping back and forth. I'll do it how I need to do it. And I appreciate y'all that stuck with me. Like I said, I don't do Patreons. I don't do live chats, super chats, whatever. I do this as a hobby. I have a life. I make money. I take care of business. I'm successful and I'm humble. I'm glad that I'm able to do what I'm doing. So I'm not saying I'm successful like, no. I'm saying I'm taking care of business and life. And, I'm not asking nobody for nothing. So I'm not the guy sitting up here doing super chats, taking everybody's money to feed them bullshit. So y'all need to get it together when y'all sit up here and come to a respectable channel, but want to argue like little bitches over some fucking men. You understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, y'all, I think we had a good fight last night, and I feel like everything that we was doing, what I was doing anyway, leading up to the fight, I didn't talk about it and everything. I'm aware of what was going on, but like I said, I'm out here enjoying life and taking care of what I have to take care of. Hey, listen, I just wish everybody well, stay safe, keep your family safe, do what y'all got to do out there. A lot of people out here losing their lives, not just COVID, man. There's a lot of violence going on. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening in the world, man. And it's like, you get away with your family, you go on vacations, you travel, and then you get back to what's going on, and it's just like more bad news. And like a lot of times, I don't even want to do with social media. You know what I'm saying? I just don't even want to read what's going on and see things. There's certain things I have to stay up on top of for certain reasons, and for being a content creator, there's things that I need to stay up on top of, at least as far as the boxing is concerned. But at the same time, again, like I said, I'm not asking nobody for nothing. So I can take all the time off I want. I'm not running around here running to the bank, throwing y'all money in there. Let me see what bullshit I can make up today. Okay, I'm going to take that money. Oh, we're going to do 4 super chats tonight. Nah. And if I did decide to start doing super chats, and bottom line, I'm not going to feed y'all bullshit. So anyway, peace and blessings to everybody. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.